Hi everyone, Sean Baldwin with Secure Cyber, and this is your weekly cyber update. Well, if it's not been confusing enough with terms like Midnight Blizzard and Scattered Spider and Volt Typhoon, Microsoft and CrowdStrike finally got on the same page from a threat actor naming perspective, and they have now merged that effort. So there's a new threat actor naming website that we will list in the notes that you can go to, where they are now consolidating that list. And now we go from naming hurricanes to a consolidated effort to name threat actors as well. So that's actually some good news, because the whole threat actor naming thing actually gets pretty confusing to the public. So it's a good effort to see that that's been consolidated. Well, Microsoft recently released an emergency patch to address some blue screen issues and boot problems with Windows 11. Microsoft has released an emergency patch to resolve a Windows 11 issue where systems fail to start up properly, showing that blue screen of death. The bug emerged around May 2025 in an optional update in affected devices running preview builds. Microsoft has since fixed that issue, and they've released an official patch into the Windows Update catalog. So not a cybersecurity incident per se, but definitely some of the downsides in the view of patching often. Sometimes this will happen. So totally encourage you guys to use a test environment when rolling out patches. So CISAT has warned of a vulnerability in the Screen Connect software that originates from ConnectWise. ConnectWise last week released some information about a vulnerability in the Screen Connect software. They quickly issued a patch for that vulnerability, but unfortunately, some organizations had already been taken advantage of. The reason going after service providers, like going after RMM companies, remote managed and monitored software companies like Kaseya or ConnectWise, is that they obviously have access to a very large amount of endpoints that a threat actor can get access to. So we've seen these types of issues in the past, and with RMMs, and which managed service providers use very heavily. So my advice to you is to work with your MSP to understand the risks involved with using these types of platforms. Make sure that security is enabled, everything is up to date, that they've got a good communication platform to these providers so that when a vulnerability does exist, that they're able to immediately jump on patching that or addressing the issue. So just something to be aware of if you use Screen Connect, which is very, very widely used. Okay, I don't know if you remember this or not, but last March, I was actually in Switzerland on vacation, and there was a huge AT&T breach. Well, not an AT&T breach, a release of old AT&T data was released from going back to 2021. A threat actor had got a hold of it and re-released it for free back last March. Well, all of those incidents of breaches that a threat actor was able to get different pieces of AT&T information has now been connected. So a threat actor got a hold of all of that data, downloaded it, and was able to now merge all of those databases together and get a clear picture of phone numbers that coincide with social security numbers, date of births. So all of that data was taken over time through separate incidents, and now threat actor has basically put all 49 million phone numbers together in a complete database. So the threat actor re-released the data from 2021 during the AT&T breach that affected 70 million customers. And this time, those were previously separate files, and they've now directly linked all of that data together. So just something to keep an eye on, definitely from a consumer perspective, but also just enhancing the information that even though threat actors get this information, it may not be complete. Over time, they're able to put all of this information together and put a complete picture of exactly who the data was associated with. So definitely on the consumer side, watch your credit, freeze your credit, watch your purchases, all those types of things. And just be aware that the bad guys are definitely out there and very active. That's all we have for this week. Please like and subscribe to the channel. The channel is actually growing pretty good now. And I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the comments. If you have comments about specific things that you would like us to go over or articles that you'd like us to look into, please put that down in the comments. We're happy to look at that information for you. And hey, let's be careful out there.